Ahoy, ahoy, and welcome to a brand new edition of Ramble on Reactions. With me, as always, is clever Eric Muller.
And with me, as always, is handsome Dan Nye.
And there may or may not be a hat that fits this particular movie extremely well wearing on his head.
You look creepily at me. And I mean, this one...
I was going to say, I don't know if you're actually going to be able to see with the resolution of our camera. And there it is. If you can't tell, it says Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff.
So... And who was a famous Hufflepuff?
Newt Slander.
Slander? Is that what they kept calling him?
Yeah, I think so.
And it's Newt Scamander.
Newt Scamander.
So, we both...
Dwayne The Rock Johnson's also a Hufflepuff, so... Yeah, WTF, everybody else.
And we're done. That's the end of the video. So we both went and saw Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Mm-hmm. This is coming out a little bit later on, and...
Because, you know, holidays and whatnot.
Holidays and whatnot, we've been exceedingly busy, so...
And we got our Secret Santa to do here in the Ramble. I wonder who I'm going to get.
We don't know. If we include the
It's a secret!
If we include the extended family, it's going to be much different. But if it's just the two of us, it's going to be, I got myself. I don't know who he's going to get. So...
Secret Santa.
So, I ruined it. So... The nutshell of this movie is it takes place 70 years before the events of Harry Potter.
70.
That's what I said.
You said 7.
I said 70. Anyway, 70. 70 years before the events of Harry Potter, and it's when Newt Scamander, who... I got a very, like, kind of a Neville vibe from him to begin with, where it's like he's kind of an outcast and, like, people don't really identify with him. And he's trying to save and study all these magical beasts. And in America, it's a much more oppressive... Like, in England, everyone's hidden, but they're kind of an understanding with the Muggle community, whereas in America, they, like, are almost diametrically opposed, and they're, like, trying to stay hidden. So you're getting a really different kind of vibe from this movie than you did from the Harry Potters, where it's like, this is all wonderful and magical, whereas in this one, it's like, we're outlawing all magical beasts. We're, like, keeping away from the humans, and it's not good that they know that we're a thing, and, like, we're going to prosecute people out. So it's a very interesting, like, tone for this movie. And then so some magical creatures get out. There's another bee story, which I'm not going to talk about or get too much into, because then we could ruin parts of the movie, and I don't really want to do that.
All I'm going to have to say about that story is, can we, as Hollywood, stop making movies with a cloud-based villain? For the love of everything good, stop with cloud-based villains!
I will agree with that and back that up, because that does become a main plot point later on, and that's not spoiling anything, but this is, what, the third or fourth movie this year? Cloud-based or Beam in the Sky, like one and the same. You see this in the preview, so it's not really a spoiler. So tell us some good things. What did you like about this movie?
What I liked is the Fantastic Beasts. They looked great.
They really did.
Yeah, the little platypus that steals like jewelry and fancy things stole the show.
He's the first one you're really introduced to, and with good reason.
Right, he's like the R2-D2 of this universe that they're making. I also like Dan Fogelberg.
Dan Fogel, I think.
Dan Fogel?
He's amazing.
Yeah, he is the best actor, best part of this whole movie.
I got a little teary-eyed because of a couple of times he says stuff. He really delivers. He is the audience. Like, you always have to have somebody in the film that's representative of the audience. So
and he does a great job of delivering that for us. And then I like the direction. You know, J.K. Rowling as a screenwriter's got some work to do.
I wasn't as upset with it as I thought I was going to be.
Well, here's the thing, because like some of the issues that I've been talking to people with, like they have is like a lot of things are explained. You know, things happen. It's like that's because she's still treating this as a book, as the first book in a series. So things that happen are eventually going to be fully explained later on in other movies, because that's how she is as an author. The first book, things carry on to different books. So this movie is going to be based like how Force Awakens is going to be compared to how good that is going to be compared to how the rest of the trilogy goes. Same thing with Fantastic Beasts. This one's going to be based. How good this one is eventually going to be based on how all the other 4 movies in this franchise is going to go.
And I can also get on board with that, because if you do not know, we both have read all the books, we've seen all the movies, we very much know the Harry Potter world. If you don't know that world, this movie is going to be extremely confusing.
Well, it is and isn't, because it also does a good job of not being like, oh, let's make sure, Dumbledore knows about this.
But
or let's go get a butter beer.
It's not so much like
Look, there's an old man Potter. I hope he has a son someday who has a grandson who has a lightning bolt on his head. Eh? Don't do anything like that, but yeah, there is subtle hints to the Harry Potter universe in a whole.
I was even going to go further than that. If you literally know nothing about any of it, what I was saying is that, like, within 10 minutes, they're apparating and they're teleporting, so you see people just disappear in the swirls, and they never really explain it, and it's like, okay.
It's magic, you don't need to explain.
But the thing is, like, I'm saying that there's a base level that if you don't already kind of know the world of Harry Potter, you're going to be a little lost. So that being, I think they did a good enough job in the marketing to where it's like, this is clearly in the world of Harry Potter, that, like, most people aren't going to be confused, but I could see where there would be a disconnect there. As far as the action goes, I was surprised how much I liked Eddie Redmayne, because I thought I was going to be annoyed, because every preview, I'm like, all he's doing is mumbling, and, like,
Eddie Redmayne has his moments, but a lot of the time he's not Newt's not an interesting character yet.
Yeah.
He's going to be, like I said earlier, because this is going to be based on a series, not just an individual movie.
But I mean, for the first movie, you're getting Eddie Redmayne, you're getting Colin Farrell, the two women, and I feel terrible. I don't know their names off the top of my head. They're also extremely good in this movie. There's not a person where I'm like, but we talked about earlier.
Well, they did raise Ezra Miller, but that's another story.
They what?
Miller.
No, what'd you say about him?
They wasted him. He wasn't. I think that was just like, hey, you have a contract with Warner Brothers. You're going to be in this movie.
I mean, I still enjoyed the part that he had. Like, we won't get into it too much. So wait, you didn't. Let's just say generally, what didn't you like about what they used him for?
Literally, all he was just doing is just being the whiny kid in the background.
But this goes back to the point of what you were saying, that this is something that you have to build up, and it's something that there's going to be steps. So I think, like, for his character, I'm not sure where they're going to go with it, but that's something I think that
I think they already established what it's going to happen to his character.
I agree with that, but I'm saying it'll play out later on where it's like something that they'll definitely reference and be further explained in the next few movies or books, as it were. So, what are some things you're saying you have certain issues with? Is there anything else you were like,
no, just stuff like the writing and Eddie Redmayne at times. Like I said, Newt's not that interesting of a main character yet, but since we have to judge this movie based on just this movie, he's clearly on the autism spectrum.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah, and like I get that's what they were going for, but it's just like at some points where it's like, you're just being awkward for the sake of being awkward.
It's also interesting seeing him try to play that, and I don't know whether or not that's something they're trying to do as a character, where he's being a little sheepish and he's not giving eye contact. Whether or not that will change if and when he gets more confidence later on in the movies, it'll be interesting to see if that's a character trait versus like a physical human being trait, because you can very easily see how that would be communicated, and I'm like,
his best parts were when he's with the Fantastic Beasts.
Well, yeah, that's when he's like most communicative.
Yes.
So, but all right, grade this movie for me.
I give it a B.
I'll give this movie an A-. I actually really enjoyed it. I was surprised how much I enjoyed it. I went in there kind of just expecting to see a fun movie, and I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to. So it gets a little bit higher grade for me. So that's our reaction, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Thank you very much for watching. As always, like, comment, subscribe, share, talk to us. Are you with Eric's camp? Are you like, it was okay but not that great? Or are you with me and you thought it was an absolutely, like, a great time at the movies? So, Clever Eric Mullen.
Handsome Dan 9.
And as always, ahoy, ahoy.
Ramble on.